And I'm over in the sun. Winter is here. I've been waiting there. Lover is here. I've been waiting there.
Italy's elections were meant to empower a government to lead the country out of a nearly 2-year-long recession and help boost the economic fortunes of the Eurozone. Instead, when the ballots were counted, the vote was too close to call. A political deadlock has raised fears among investors and industry.
Milan is the centre of Italy's business community. Executives here have been shaken by the inconclusive national election result. For businesses that are focused only on Italy, the outlook now is uncertain.
Structural reform is a recurring topic with business leaders in Italy. They say a sluggish labour market and layers of bureaucracy hobble competitiveness. Pirelli, the tyre maker and designer brand with an annual turnover of 5.7 billion euros, is one of Italy's most successful companies. When asked what changes Italy needs, the reaction of Chief Executive and Chairman Marco Tronchetti Provera speaks for itself.
How many days we have to answer? I mean, there is a lot that should be done. I think that just aligning the interests of the country and the interests of Europe, of the European people, we can set an European project, and Italy can be part of a European project. What we need is really to find a way that can guarantee the growth to the European citizens. We have an issue. The issue is unemployment.
Italy's competitiveness is low compared with many of its European partners. Rodolfo De Benedetti is chief executive of Cheer Group and one of the country's leading industrialists.
So to me, structural reforms is a combination of a tighter control on cost and being more efficient in running the country. That would enable, the tax rate to go down. That would stimulate the economy. I think this economy still needs to be liberalized further. It is not enough of a free market really functioning in a lot of sectors. And I think to lower the stock of public debt, we should need to talk about something that no politicians have talked about in the last few years, which is privatizations. And I don't understand why a country that has the kind of debt level that Italy has is not putting this at the center of the political debate.
Markets are wondering too. With borrowing costs rising on Italy's debt of 2 trillion euros, there's a growing urgency for politicians to work their way through the country's messy election result and provide clarity to investors and EU leaders.
I think and hope politicians should have understood is that there is the need of a change. And some politician has to step back, some new face has to come up, and we have to be very consistent, knowing that nothing can be done if not together with Europe.
There's everything to play for, and not just for the future of the EU. The country's fundamentals are good, with greater potential in the right economic environment, as Enrico Cucchiani of Intesa Sanpaolo, Italy's largest retail bank, points out.
If you look at the Italian industry is quite strong and vibrant, and we have recently run a very granular analysis of 49,000 Italian industrial companies. Well, the top 20% has grown in the past 3 years between 30 and 60%. So, I mean, while we have to bear in mind the problems that Italy is facing, and we should not discount them, but at the same time, we should also look at the significant strengths of the country.
Against a backdrop of ongoing economic crises, Italian business leaders say they've become used to instability. But the latest turn of events has raised an unusually strong call for change in the status quo at home. Only if politicians back reform, they argue, can Italian companies really compete on a global stage. Rachel Sanderson, Financial Times, Milan.